Hey everyone, welcome back to the Community Super League. My name is Wedge from the Manosaurus, and I am joined by Aaron Forsyth, resident R&D employee. I guess I couldn't have thought of that better. Hi, how are you?
I'm great, just great. Get
I
get
I am
most of my
s-
evening back, after that last match. So
I am so on that note. Before I forget, because the rounds went so fast tonight, it looks like we're coordinating a sixth round. We don't know who it's between, but we're definitely going to have one because the fact that the half life for these games had been about 30 seconds,
yeah,
kind of insanity. I mean, how did you like your deck before that match?
uh, I
Did you have fun making it at least?
I sure did. I had fun making it. I played a bunch of for fun games on MitGo with it, and it was enjoyable.
Well, that's good.
I'm learning a lot about the community here today. I think the number one takeaway for me is they don't actually want to play Magic. Um, but I did, and hopefully I can get sneak into this extra match at the end. We'll see.
That'd be awesome. All right, so moving to round five, we have the professor from Tolarian Community College versus Magic the Amateuring. We should start with Magic the Amateuring's deck because I think it's freaking awesome. All dogs go to heaven. Hound tribal. Aaron, what are some of the things that you see right off the bat from this list?
Um, some cute dog themed cards in Basilisk Collar, Squeeze Toy, Blind Obedience. Uh, then obviously a bunch of actual dogs, including the Anok dogs from Tarkir Block, which are like the dog people from that world. And then a bunch of angelic things, which simulate the dogs going to heaven.
Yeah, I won't lie. It took a few minutes for me to really understand what was going on here because I see all the dogs, right? All the
Right.
puppies. It's awesome. Bastos collar, squeeze toy, just rabid bite, top notch. And then I see Wrath of God,
Right.
angelic purge,
Yeah,
angelic destiny, and I'm like, I
I
feel
was
like
like,
I should
is
be seeing
Wrath
something.
of God like wrath because it's like dog backwards, so that's why that's in there? But no, it's to kill all your own dogs and send them on their way to heaven. Apparently,
It's genius. It's absolute genius. Even like what I like about it is it went a step further, right? It didn't just make a hound deck, it kills all the dogs. Like Archangel Avacyn, there's nothing that survives Archangel Avacyn, right?
nope.
When she flips, that's just
I
three
guess
damage
you can like
everywhere.
bolster two with your
You
Sandstep
could.
Scavenger or something.
That's
But yeah,
so,
this deck will be playing the role of victim this evening.
all right. Well, maybe we should talk about why it'll be the
Yeah,
victim. Moving over to the professor's deck, Advanced Marine Biology 101, which he corrects to 301. It's just not in the graphic because he doesn't want to be that embarrassed about it. But I think this deck list might look relatively familiar to players. Why would that be, Aaron? Why would that be?
well, it looks like a Legacy Merfolk deck with the Curse Catchers and the Silvergill Adepts taken out for some mediocre standard legal Merfolk. But other than that, the gang's all here. We got Wasteland, we got Force of Will, we got Ether Vial, all the Tribal Wars All Stars.
What's nice, at least picking Merfolk, because we have to use 10 creatures from standard. Harbinger of the Tides, not a bad replacement.
That's true. That's actually gets played in Modern. I think even in Legacy a tiny bit. The card was made in Magic Origins to be a shot at an Eternal format Merfolk, and it seems to have done that. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's very good.
But here, True Name Nemesis. That's a sweet one right here.
That's a pretty sweet card.
There will be an opponent. They will have a name that can be chosen, and the dogs are not going to have much to say about that. Maybe Wrath of God
I was
can
gonna
be the
say
hero here
it
and
could
take
be
out the True Name Nemesis.
all dogs and fish go to heaven,
Yep.
right? I feel like there's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy joke there, but I'll let it pass. All right, so what else he has? He has Umara Entangler and what Coral Helm Guide as his other six standard cards.
Yep.
Yes,
A couple of 2 mana 2/1s to go
could
along.
be worse. Again, like these, I'm not saying they're great, but not bad.
Nope,
Like
they get pitched to Force of Will just fine.
just leave him in the hand forever. Just hope for
Yeah.
the draw force.
Yep.
It hurts so bad. No, it's definitely, let's see. I mean, the curve, a little, I mean, minorly slower, right? Because you're losing Curse Catcher,
Yeah, I don't see any one drops here. Which I
but it's
guess we
fine
don't
when you can
play this
use,
Curse Catcher. Right.
right,
Curse Catcher
right.
is probably not even that good in this format because most people's decks are jammed full of creatures, so you're not going to
Right.
get the sweet Curse Catcher slowdown that you get
Yeah,
in
it's true.
Legacy.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, you really don't need a one drop when you drop Aether Vial on turn one, then start dropping like two drops per
Right.
turn for like
Aether
three
Vial's
turns.
the best one drop in this deck.
Aether Vial is the best one drop. I really like the Spreading Seas edition. What I expected coming into Tribal Wars was a ton of like Wasteland because this was
Ton
players'
of
chance to play
Wasteland.
Wasteland. What?
Wow, we have really different ideas about how we're supposed to play this format. I thought it was
Okay,
pick a creature type and build a fun deck around it. I was
okay,
way
that's.
off base here.
I'm sorry.
No, hey,
I
World
wasn't
Warrior
even. I
Dragon.
wasn't even in.
That guy's
Okay,
sweet. I saw
we.
you
All
asked
right.
on Twitter at least. Should I build the
I
combo?
did. I'm sorry. All right. Without further ado, let's go down to the match. Welcome back to the Community Super League Round 5. The Professor playing his Merfolk Advanced Marine Biology Tribal War deck versus Magic the Amateurings All Dogs Go to Heaven Hound deck. Looking at opening hands, Aaron, what do you think? Let's start with MTA.
Uh, Looks like they got a decent curve. They got Wild Dogs on turn one, a bunch of 2 drops. They have a removal spell for 3 mana, and then should the game last that long, they have an Avacyn, which will be a surprise, I'm sure, to the Professor.
Yeah, as long as they're running, I mean, yeah, as long as they draw some lands. This is pretty close to optimal here. I would say much closer than the Professor's hand, which is 4 lands in Merfolk, is
Yep.
not ideal.
I mean, he does
Not.
have True Name Nemesis.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Lord of
that
Atlantis.
that helped a lot. What True Name Nemesis, Wasteland, Force of Will. So, assuming that if the Amateuring doesn't get off to a blistering fast start, they're going to have problems with
And
Mr. Nemesis there.
there's that turn one Wasteland. I called it. I knew it. Wasteland, take it out. He doesn't even know that MTA is light on land. Doesn't matter. I
Yeah,
like that the
that's
only
rough.
permanent in play is a Wild Dogs. This is how you write this game up.
And Wild Dogs has the fun text of if you ever end up with less life than your opponent, they get your Wild Dogs. So we'll see if that gets to happen here soon.
It's not great. It's not
It
great.
cycles. That's the useful part of that card.
That's
Unless you
true.
have a blisteringly fast deck, Wild Dogs can be a liability. And
That's true.
without a second land,
It's not. It's not. I don't think the Professor. Well, I mean, he might realize it now, but that immediate Wasteland, great idea.
yeah,
Really good play. Just absolutely insane. I mean, now I look at I Magic the Amateur drew an Angelic Destiny. That's not coming down for a while.
no, and he has
And
a spreading
all
seas as well now, so he can obviously not on the Windswept Heath, but if they get another dual land that taps for
Yep.
mana, he can deny them that. Start island walking all over them.
Yeah, which they're obviously not fetching because they really need to draw some lands. So fetching now would kind of
Right.
defeat the purpose, so to speak. Yeah, that's going to hurt even. You have Lord of Atlantis, which is the first step. Spreading Seas turns something into an island. Then Master of the Pearl Trident drops, and everyone's unhappy. And then Force of Will back up, just dirty. Because even if they draw into lands, we're still looking at Force taking out the first meaningful spell they cast, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Or how long do you wait before you force? If they like, let's say they don't have a play on turn two, right? When's the
Yep.
first? Like, when do you force whatever the very first spell they cast is? Like, how long do you wait before you just try to get as much pure board presence as possible?
I don't know. It feels like there's not much that can go wrong here from the Professor's side at this point.
That's
It's
true.
like when do you swords to plowshares? Your little brother's crawworm. I don't know. Like when you want him to start crying, I guess.
when,
Um,
when there's a little hope, or just kind
right.
of,
It's like I'm going to play a True Name Nemesis and another Lord, and
you're free to
you
hate me
cannot
now.
attack me. and I can island walk you for 4 a turn or 6 a turn. Um, I guess you will force of will that angelic.
I guess. Well, the way it's looking, all of the professor's cards are so live. I don't think he's going to run out of cards before he ever needs to force. So it
Right.
doesn't
Maybe he'll
matter.
just cast it for 5 mana at some point
I mean, yeah.
on the
I mean,
angelic
that's the real
purge.
cheat. That's the
I
real
guess if
cheat.
they draw a wrath, he'll be happy he has that force.
That's true.
That's probably
Yep.
all they're hoping now at this point is, oh my god, I need to draw Wrath of God.
Maybe they're trying to enjoy their final moments of their wild dog because let's be honest, they're at the time of them controlling that seems to be. It's really not long for this world. Prof is going to have the wild dogs, I think, relatively soon.
Right. Dog mutiny is imminent.
Oh man, that true name nemesis. Destruction.
Yeah, that is a really savage magic card.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm pretty sad about it, actually.
Are you?
Yeah, like it was put in a commander product where I think it's at least interesting, right? Where there's
Yes.
multiple different opponents that you could choose, and
Very
torment one of them
powerful.
with your 3/1 in their 40 life. It's not that big of a deal, but it's numbers. Place it squarely in legacy playable range,
It is, yeah.
and I think it crushes a lot of strategies. What's that?
I was going to ask if you were on the design team around True Name Nemesis. Did you know what was going to happen with this card?
We had a sense that it could show up for sure.
Right.
That there was a couple other more egregious cards that we thought through. Like there's one that it's 1G. Put a land from your graveyard onto the battlefield. That used to cost just 1 mana, and we realized how absurd that would be in Legacy. Just
Wow.
getting wastelands and fetch lands for 1 mana.
Yeah, that's very good.
We thought of this card as well and said, well, maybe it'll show up. I don't know how much
All
a
right.
3 mana creature is going to show up, but it did. It did, and it's really oppressive and sad.
Oh, someone cue the world's smallest wild dogs has just treason.
Yeah.
Treason. Wild dogs has changed sides. Wow, what a flip-flopper.
That'll teach you to play wild dogs.
I'll teach you to play wild dogs.
The dogs are going to win. The wild dogs are going to win this match. They're on the winning team.
Completely out of
on the winning
context.
team. Right.
Guys, the dogs won. Oh, Magic the Amateur won? Nope. The dogs won. Oh, that hurts so bad. And knowing the professor and the way he plays, if there's a way for him to find a way to win with just the dogs, he'll do it. Right? He is bloodthirsty. If he can find a way.
The dogs don't island walk, unfortunately.
Listen, if you believe hard enough, all right, and you play enough fish, maybe it works.
So what do you think is going to happen next week? Seeing how half of us got raffle stomped, right, and the other half showed up with. It's like your choice was to be dumb or mean.
Okay.
I guess I chose dumb. You chose mean. So next week, are we all going to be dumb, or are we all going to be mean, or the half of us that were mean going to be dumb, and then we'll have to see.
The way I see it, the way I see it is the mean half of us, myself included. I think penance is going to be the name of the game. Professor wins by playing Regery, slamming with Merfolk, absolute destruction.
You did it, Professor.
While that is the way that we thought it would go, to be fair, Magic the Amateuring did get stuck on lands, didn't draw in Danny, and that turn 1 wasteland really just set the tone. That was
funny how that works.
Yeah, figure that out. Almost like
that has like 5 mana 2/2 in it, and you're getting wastelanded. Somehow you lose.
All right. Well, looking at their new hands, Magic the Amateuring, they have the wild dogs again, but this time they have more land. So,
hey, you got to dance with who brought you. Jam that wild dogs.
All right. Well, the professor, we're seeing 6 cards, so he like 7. Are we missing? Oh, it's graveyard. There we go. Oh, that is a really good 7th card. For a minute, I thought he might have been stuck on 1 land, but Cavern of Souls seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Oh, nice Master of the Pearl Trident. All right, so let's see. Magic the Amateuring as Terminal Wild Dogs. What is that? Is that the Cather's Companion? What is that? What is that dog that I'm seeing?
Yes, the Cathars.
Oh,
that's the Boros Mastiff.
yeah, Boros
Yeah,
Mastiff. So
it's lifelink on Battalion 2/2 for 2.
so we have wild dogs into Boros Mastiff into morphed Inox Survivalist. This is
Much
I mean,
better.
curving out is kind of
Yep.
It's what I got to do, right? Like
Then
there's
Angelic
really
Destiny.
yeah. This could end up being not so bad. Although, is it a flavor fail if they put Angelic Destiny on a dog?
No, the dog has died and become an angel.
That's true. Good point. Oh, that'll
The
be
dog has gone
hilarious.
to heaven.
I'm imagining that in my head, like a dog with angel wings, just like just like flying up. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so what was the straw? Sandstep Scavenger, 5 mana. Okay, well that's gonna be a while.
Yeah, that's a 5 mana 2/2 bolster 2.
Offering the trade is obviously the best idea since Merfolk only get better.
Right.
They really never get worse. And then you're thinking turn 3 or slam morph survivalist, probably. What else? What else you gonna do, right?
Yep, and that thing has Megamorph that can naturalize something,
Yes.
which can get rid of a Spreading Seas or an Ether Vial, but neither of those would be too relevant right now.
Not right now, no. His hand is full of gas with no lands, but thankfully, quote unquote, as in for him, more than half his hand is 2 mana spells, and they're all worth more
Most
than
of the Merfolk cost 2.
Yep, very good. Was that Coral Helm Guide? Was that Umara Entangler, Harbinger of the Tides, Phantasmal Image? That's wow. Angelic Purge, not bad. Not bad. Don't think you want to be sacrificing.
That would be the one I can imagine will draw the Force of Will. Maybe the Angelic Destiny draws the Force of Will here.
Oh, definitely. What would you discard? Probably what? Umara Entangler?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just worse than Coral. At least Coral Helm Guide like does things.
Yeah, it seems right to force this.
A lot of sadness about to happen.
He only has like an Echoing Truth as a way to get it off the battlefield, I think, once it comes down.
He has a single Echoing Truth. One Echoing Truth. So if he Force seems great. If Amateuring gets another mana, they do have the Scavenger to at least give some beef to that dog. That's not good.
No. I don't think the Amateuring, oh man, you really need to draw a Squeeze toy. That's the card that can punish the Phantasmal Images.
Oh, it would be Squeeze toy just. Oh man, that would just be okay. We need that off the top. We need Squeeze toy. Just slam that down. Oh, come on. This has to be how it is. The double block.
Yep.
I like that block a lot, actually. That was smart. One more Anthem effect. Completely out of that 1-for-1 range. Prof probably shouldn't have attacked like that. He's going to lose his
No, I feel
there.
like if he bides his time, his board becomes unassailable. But
right. And I don't think he saw any of the Wrath effects, right?
No.
So he doesn't know that they're packing any kind of board wipe.
Right, Wraths or Avacins.
Right.
As that might have been bolstering.
Yes. Yes, that morph creature is swole. So big. I will say this 2 mana from Prof is really keeping Magic the Amateuring in the game.
Right. The true
if you look at his hand,
could have come down several turns ago if he had drawn a 3rd land, but as it stands,
keeps drawing Lords though. Could be worse, right?
And how many 2 mana Lords are in his deck? Counting the Phantasmal Images, like
let me count.
10, something like that.
4 Lord of Atlantis, 4 Master of the Pearl Trident, 3 Marrow Reejery, 2 mana ones, 2 Phantasmal Image. So yeah, they're 10. They're 10 Lords.
10 Muscle Sliver.
10 Muscle Sliver plus in his deck. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I really want that. I wish he played the image so we could still hope for Squeeze Toy. To have
one of those is that one is an image. The middle one is an image, and he has a second image in his hand.
Oh, okay, Rabid Bite.
Right, that can take down an image.
That's good. Also very flavorful. I like it. I gotta say, the flavor in their deck is great, right?
Absolutely.
Like not even just the creatures, but Squeeze Toy, Basilisk Collar, Blind Obedience. This is like the deck that Maria wrote up for the Community Cup, the Hungry Spriggan deck. She gets all this
That deck
flavor.
was fantastic. Yep.
It was great, right? It was
Yeah,
genius.
absolutely.
Yeah, this reeks of that. Just amazing deck building. All right, so what are we dealing with here?
The phantasmal image is dead.
Yep, Phantasmal Image, go bye-bye. Which is, again, these one-for-ones are what Magic the Amateuring needs, right? Like this, you got to do it before these things get out of range.
Right. He has no lords on the table, although he has
For
one
the
more
next 3
in hand.
seconds.
Right. So the right now they can't trade again.
Yep. Now they're out of range. Although, I mean, Angelic Purge, sack a land, get rid of Lord, right?
That one's gonna get Force of Will, but yes, I'm sure
Totally.
that's what they're thinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, another Rabid Bite. It's going to kill another. Probably not a Phantasmal Image anymore. They're taking too much damage. I think you just, or what, play Wild Dogs, Rabid Bite with the Lord?
Absolutely got to kill the Lord this turn.
Yeah, that thing needs to die.
Rabid, you can't play Wild Dogs. That'll just get stolen.
Wasn't it? Well, it's during your upkeep, so if you play... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it'll die.
They can
That's
cycle
bad.
it. They should,
Yeah, that's true.
can and should cycle it. Well, the true name Nemesis looms large. As soon as the next land is drawn, the game's gonna.
Yeah, things get out of hand.
Yep.
All right, so this
Force
is
of Will,
Force
another
of Will,
Lord.
pitching Force of Will, another Lord. Pitching
Coral Helm Guide.
Helm Guide. Yep.
Yep, that's what those standard legal Merfolk are for.
All right, Survivalist.
Just
You got this, man.
Just a 2-mana 2/1.
Stay.
Oh, there's a third land.
Oh man, that's brutal. Although, I mean,
so this is interesting. If he does cast this True Name Nemesis, they'll get to stick a Angelic Destiny. But I don't think they win the race, sadly, considering they're at 3.
right? Yeah, that seems seems poor.
Another Lord.
Yeah, if he could just image Lord of Atlantis.
Right, and now everything's 3 power and they die.
Yep. It hurts so bad. Oh, see, look at that. That's so rude. The brutality. He hosts their podcast on his channel. This is wow.
Reminding them who's the boss.
Clearly. Absolute savagery. Oh my goodness. Again, clearly a memo wasn't sent out for power level, I guess.
The powerful decks swept, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was. Oh, also remember, we do have a bonus match coming up, so stay tuned, because these games ended. You realize, it's been going for, 2 hours? We got through 5 matches.
5 matches in 2 hours and 10 minutes.
And commentary in 2 hours. That was crazy. So looking over what has happened so far, I technically played a game versus Girlfriend Bracket, which I apologize for. No one should rewatch that. Paul Cheon did not drew it up against Loading Ready Run's Decepticon, Constructicons. I can't not say Decepticons, which was basically Legacy Affinity. Gabby Sparts played Gaia's Cradle Scouts, which was a sweet deck, by the way. That deck was cool. And basically Bambied Marshall Sutcliffe's It's Raining Elk. Just so sad. Would you like...
Holy smokes.
Poor Marshall.
It was an art piece.
It was beautiful. I feel so sad. I feel so sad. Kenji, Cod. Wait, he did turn 3, turn 2.
Yep.
Painter Servant combo against your werewolves. Apologies. And the professor
I needed Emrakul in my werewolves, apparently.
You know what? Yeah. That would have been on flavor, right? Maybe. Can you tell me? I'm joking. Then the professor played Sushi and destroyed all dogs that were trying to kill themselves anyway. Yeah, pretty much. Absolute savage week. Oh man. So what of all the decks that you saw tonight, what was your favorite? Like flavor wise, what do you think knocked it out of the park?
Oh, I don't know. I liked the dog deck. I think the best flavor wise. Like they went for cute cards that weren't necessarily good. That just fit the overall theme, much like the Community Cup flavor decks. That was not our instructions. To be fair, we weren't told to build flavorful decks. We were told to build tribal decks, and everyone pulled that off in their own unique way. It's interesting. It's an interesting puzzle. Like I have definitely approached formats before myself, where it's like, here are the rules. Can you break it within these rules? Like when I first started playing Commander, that's how I would approach it. Like this band list is insane. Look at all these broken things you can do and kill the whole table. What is wrong with them? But you quickly get your wrist slapped enough times and realize that's not the point. We'll see how the voting goes here. Are wrists going to be slapped, or are we all going to show up with our really good decks next week?
My name might as well be TMSD Wedge. So I looked at the last time, it was like 10 times as many Ds as anything else. And I'm like, okay. All right. As far as flavor, the dog deck was great. I think that they went, one step further than most others with, stuff like Blind Obedience is just genius, right? Like you don't play that card for, Basilisk Collar is smart. The Squeeze Toy, genius. I love that. I really liked Marshall's Elk deck because he pushed really hard for it. I've never seen someone so excited about deer in my whole life.
Yep.
It was pretty great. I think those were good. So, all right, right now we're going to cut to some advertisements, and then there will be a bonus match for you in a little bit. So stay tuned.
Whether riding the bus